Hello, you lovely bunch. Happy Monday and happy first full week into 2019. Hope you're doing well and are back into the rhythm of things. I have been sleepy a lot, but my brain is good now. So in this video, I'm going to be making a Sons of Dane style compound, because I think it'd be really cool. And also, I'm building on my new fave location. So I think I've mentioned this in my videos before. I think so. And I've definitely mentioned it on Twitter loads of times. But this is in the Savage Divide, and it is an awesomely flat location. You've got a few of these holes around here, but there are so few of them, and you can easily kind of just plop a foundation, which is what I'm going to do there, and just kind of incorporate it into your build. But you've still got all of this flat area here, so it's pretty sweet. Right, so let me show you where it is. So it's just where you got Site Bravo there, and you've got Sunny Sop Station. So if I zoom out the map a bit more, it's up here. So it's pretty central as well, and it's quite straightforward to get to. Just go from Sunny Top is probably the easiest one, because if you go from Site Bravo, you're gonna have to climb up the cliffs, whereas Sunny Top, you basically just drop down. There's one little camp of enemies just up there, but there are dogs right now because I just targeted them. To be honest, had no issues really, and you can just snipe them if they're like super mutants and they start pew-pewing you. So the Sons of Dane, a lot of you've probably seen that already, but these are these guys here. It's one of those kind of Free State style old factions, and it's I just like the building, to be utterly honest. It's quite cool. I spent about 6-7 hours hunting down this building tab, which I'm going to make a video on, I think, just because it was a really useful way. It was going to be like kind of collecting plans 2.0, but effectively I just kind of jumped through the various public workbenches and did loads of, claimed them and also did their defenses, and it's a really good way to get loads of plans. Also, doesn't mean that it guarantees which plans you get. Right, so let's just begin the build. Apologies in advance if it starts raining. I've tried to do this twice already, and both times it started raining, and I just thought, you know what? Let's just accept it and move on. Right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you how to raise and lower things a quick. So I'm going to now deliberately snapped that onto this one here, and I removed that over. The reason being is I want this in the exact right position, but I want to raise it up and down. So this is obviously, you could do this in Fallout 4. You can do this in Fallout 76. The just controls are a bit different. So I'm going to select A. Now if I can rotate it. Oops, sorry. I can rotate it, right, like this. I need to now move it back 1 second, because I deliberately was trying to demonstrate what you can't do, and then I ballsed it up a little bit, like that. So pop that one there, like that, right, and I'm going to take it off. So yeah, as you can see, if you rotate it, it will move around, and if I press L1 or L2 now, it will scroll through the menus. If I hold A down, and then press, L1, it'll raise it up and down. So... and if I raise L2, R1 lowers it, L1 raises it. You see, like that? Very simple. You have to hold A down, or it'll do what it just did then, when it just, went all weird with the menu. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to double check I've got that right. So that's all sheer grand. So I'm just going to raise that up a little bit. The controls on, so you have to select it first. Make sure you select it, so don't just try and blueprint it. Select it, then hold A down. And then I'm just going to raise it up quite a bit, so it's effectively just above the height. The reason why I'm going to be doing that is because it's part of the style of this build. It's useful to know. And I said the controls for like PS4 will probably be more or less the same, just slightly different. Okay, now see if I can remember how to do all this. So I really I'm still unlocking all of the plans, but I said I'll make that video after my next Don't Starve vid, and I think it'll be useful for just kind of going through exactly how you unlock them, because I've gotten quite of the more expensive ones, which is quite cool. I still don't have the super expensive ones, and I still don't have many of the actual kind of storage crates, which is annoying, but I have a few of them. Okay, hopefully I count this right correctly. So this is going to be the front, so I don't want that one. And I want it like that, yes. So pop that one off, and then it's going to go back. Normally I have the foundations in place when I do these, but in this instance I wanted to show you that little weed technique there, and also go through it myself. Cool. I deliberately made sure I had all of the resources ready for this one, so that's why my storage is so, my stored is so high already in my budget. It's because obviously I've got all of the things I'm going to be using stored up, as well as all the decorations as well. I've pretty much got everything. The only things I did scrap are stuff that I needed to scrap for a few extra resources. So, right. Have I got the stairs in? I have got the stairs in. Let's just pop in these. Voila. And I'm going to... This one needs to have... So I'm going to turn this into my little workshop area. So in what I said, I mentioned how I'm going to incorporate the foundations. Well, this is going to be where my workshop is. Basically, that is the plan. Ooh, make sure they snap to the correct part. There we go. Snap to the correct part. Why aren't you snapping? I'll tidy that up in a sec. It's fine. Annoyingly, I still can't place the gate on, so I deliberately made it a double one so it replicates and matches what I've got in my garage. If anyone knows, by the way, because I thought I'd unlocked these earlier. If anyone has figured out where you get these ones, because I do want to do a build using these. I thought I had them, but I haven't. I'm guessing they just get them the same way as I've got in the warehouse. It's probably just an incredibly low drop. But they would be very, very there. They're cool. I'm going to pop the generator on now, just because that way I can actually build inside. I could pop a switch on there as well, but I'll do that afterwards because I want to make it look cool. Right, now let's make sure that we have everything correct. I'm a bit annoyed how they've organized these menus. For some reason, they've put, like, these ones are all bunched up together, not actually in there. It's fucking annoying, but it is what it is. Can't complain. I mean, I can, and I'm gonna, actually. I'm gonna complain a lot. I think it has to go back even one more. I think it does, yeah. We'll move the foundations off last. It's all good. Right. Yes. Right, okay. Next, the half walls. I had to spend... This one took a long time for me to, like, replicate what they'd done. Because I had to keep kind of heading back to the Sons of Dane compound. Because I wanted it to look exactly the same. That was the entire plan here. I'm going to try and... I haven't decorated it yet. I haven't tested what the decoration's going to look like. So hopefully it looks alright. But we will see. Won't we? Yes, that's right. Right. I'm deliberately not putting any windows because the windows are going to be higher up. That's the plan there, in case you're curious. Push. Right. Okay. So next, we need to. Yeah, I've got it. I've got two monitors basically, and I've got the picture that I tweeted out earlier, when I was playing around with it, open, so I can actually get everything in the right position. Because it's one of those ones that you can quite easily screw up. Okay, right. It's quite a nice little structure. I'm still waiting, and I'm probably going to mention this until we actually finally get the new stuff. But I'm still waiting for them to give us more building elements. But then I've got to remember, and I remind you guys of this as well. It was pretty much during the Fallout 4 era. It was pretty much in March when we got our first. I think it was our first building thing. So this is more or less following the same road as Fallout 4. It's annoying to effectively kind of reset and kind of go back to the start. Bet you I can hear that weather. I bet you it's going to start raining in a sec. Yeah. That's because it's the wrong one, you ball bag. There we go. Okie dokie. I spent so long grinding the materials for this. With steel, I ended up, because everyone's always like, oh, how do you run out of steel? I'm like, well, when you do loads of building videos, you just run out of things. And steel was the thing I ran out for this one. I ended up just going to Flatwoods and just spending the caps. I spent about 300 caps on steel. It's a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. Bam, bam, bam. And here... It's gonna be good... Oh, is that a siren I hear outside? I don't know if you can hear that. East London fun times. Bit early in the morning, though. Alright, fine. Alright, London. Calm it down. Calm it down, 2019, yeah? Ain't nobody got time for that shit. Right. And then this one. It is quite a cool little, it's quite an open space. I think because it's meant to kind of feel like slightly like a lodge house or something like that. You know, it's a kind of communal area. That's the kind of vibe I'm going to go with this one. It's like it's going to be like a multiplayer kind of home, effectively, is the whole vibe. I'm even going to have it so there's like instruments and stuff, mainly because I've got most of them now. So I can do that. I can and I will. Alright, it's not, Right, floors. It's a huge area. Now, I'm going to put the stairs in, and I'll be very cautious, because with the stairs, once you put them in, that's it. You have to pull everything down unless you want to... if you don't put them in the right place. Look at that. Exactly the right number of walls. It's almost as if I'd built the thing before. So it's quite a big open area. Obviously, it looks a bit blank now. Stairs. Now, I haven't actually decided where I want these to go. And I want a stage there. So I'm thinking, where shall I have it? Where shall I have it? Say a stage. I want like a... Oh, you know what I'll do. Calm down. Calm your titties. Let's have it here. Have it here? Yeah, alright. Okay, let's commit, shall we? To having a few stairs. So, should we have it grated? Or, yeah, I'm going to have it grated as well. Because, why not? It's my build, I'll do what I like, yeah? So it's going to have an upper floor. But it's going to have a slightly open upper floor. So I don't want it to be... So I've got this. So if I have it, so... Yeah, okay, cool. Right, I've got a whole plan. I can't wait. Apparently we're getting new stairs. That's the thing we're getting. It'll be on the Atom store. I have noticed that they've already started slashing their prices, so they're at least listening to people getting really pissed off with them, which is good. The Atom store prices was pretty much the only instance in Fallout 76 where I was like, yeah, no, sort it out, lads, yeah. Let's not do that, eh? But it is what it is, right? Okay, so let's... Oh, you're not going to let me place that one there, are you? Oh, no, my budget is completely used up again. It is fine. This is why I have to accept the fact that I'm probably going to have to scrap most of my stuff at first. It's fine. I'll just scrap some things. I think this one's going to stretch the budget to the extreme, so just as a heads up there. So we'll have this as like the upper floor, and I'm just going to have like a little bit of a walkway. Also, I'm nearly run out of wood. Yeah, okay, we'll leave that there. So I've got a little bit of an upstairs area. I'm going to have a stage of some description, but it probably won't actually be a stage, but I will actually tell you how I make that when I figure it out. Right, so I'm now going to decorate this, make it look a little bit more busier inside, and make it look, you know, quite cool. And then I'll come back and I'll give you guys a fancy tour. 1 second. And we are back. So I think I've done quite a decent job of decorating it and making it feel quite homely. The whole idea with the decoration is I'm go inside properly, but I did want it to kind of feel like it was a team base. So the idea being that even though maybe one person made this, it was effectively something for a group of people to use together. I will note that I did run out of my settlement budget completely, which is a bit annoying. However, I'm less bothered by it because I believe Bethesda do have plans to increase the settlement budget in the next few months, and if it goes on the same theme as the stash, we're at least gonna... I maybe not double it, but I think we'll at least get maybe a third again extra, which, to be honest, with that, would I be able to pretty much kit the entire place out. I don't have any turrets whatsoever, though, because obviously they use quite a large amount of the summon budget. And I think I've unlocked quite a lot of the decorative stuff now, but in terms of the stash boxes, I still kind of... I think I only have about 3 of them, so there's still more to do, but let me just give you the tour. So I've got a little bit of a workshop area. Again, if I had more settlement budget, I would have probably put more tables here, and if I actually had more of the stash boxes, I'd put loads of toolboxes and kind of make it feel a little bit more like a workshop area. Got my loo, weapons area, got a water purifier. I still wish we had those... I do hope later down the line we get more water purifier options. That's maybe a slightly cooler looking on-land one that can produce a little bit more than just 2 water every few hours. Got my little food area. Got a big place to throw shit out. Let's pop inside. I've got a switch for the door, just because, you know, you've got to have a switch. And that all works nice. It is quite comfy. I didn't do the upstairs because I ran out of space, but I still think If this were on Fallout 4, I could probably make this look quite cluttered and nice. I've got to keep reminding myself we are in the early stages of Fallout 76, so probably in about, say, March to the summer, we'll probably get another expansion which will add loads of new building elements, so I'm looking forward to that. But I've got quite a lot of instruments. I do quite like the sleeping arrangement here. As I said, I wanted to give the idea that this was somewhere that it's a barracks, effectively a hangout, similar to the Sons of Dane compound, so you and your mates. So I've got the 4 beds. Everyone's got their footlocker. Obviously, the stashes are technically linked, but we don't talk about that. And they've also got their own sideboards. I'm quite pleased with this, just because figuring out how to raise up these foundations was a bit more complex than I was expecting. So basically, similar how I did, and I showed you at the start where I raised up the foundation here, I kind of snapped it into place, then removed everything outside it, and then used L1 to raise it up. I did that with this, but it was a bit more complex because I couldn't just do it in the spot. So what I had to do was I had to remove off the back walls, and I snapped the foundation so it was going out here, and then removed everything around it, then raised that as high as it could go. The slight issue with this one was the foundations were already raised pretty high anyway, and then I snapped it back and then snapped them back in. It was a pretty straightforward process, but it does complete it because I did want to make this area feel like a stage. I don't have the wind instruments, annoyingly, or I would have had a wind instrument, so instead we have a bass instead of a... I was going to have guitars, pianos, drums, and then a wind instrument, but unfortunately, you'll have to have a double bass instead. But yeah, no, it's quite a cozy little area. As I said, I still at the stage where I need more junk decoration. But it feels reasonable. I do quite like the use of space, so it's all grand. Anyway, hope that you guys like that, gave you ideas, especially using the warehouse pieces. I'm going to have a Fallout 76 video later in the week where I kind of go over a kind of updated kind of how to find settlement plans video, I think, because I made the other one a while back when I'd first started, and I've kind of learned other ways since then, so look out for that video. Also, I'll have a Don't Starve video as well, because I think we're on the what was it, the 6th one now? What's the 5th one? I can't remember. We're quite far in, and things are getting more exciting. So yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. As always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns, and I will talk to you lovely people soon. You take care.